Hi there! Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, where Tuesdays are dedicated to Tom Ford beauty. I have a requested video to share with you today where I give you some alternative options to our beloved Tom Ford Traceless Stick Foundation. I know we see that this for a little while now has not been as available as it used to be. And even direct on Tom Ford, it's not even there anymore. And all of the other retailers have very limited shades, so it only alludes to and leaves us to think the inevitable. But I can't say because technically you can still get it. But I have some good options that are worthy of our beloved Tom Ford that I want to share with you. So let's get into it, shall we? Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, or whatever day you're watching this. Thank you so much for spending some of your time with me. I hope you have an amazing week. So I got a comment on our From the Vault, Tom Ford Vault video, which that was so fun. I loved the pics that you guys shared with me too on that video. But in that video, that opened up the discussion on a couple of other products that are no longer really available from Tom Ford. And that discussion led to the stick foundation, the Traceless foundation stick. Shared that they bought backups of the product and it's really one of their favorite stick foundations. Others have not been the same, they've just been okay. So recommendations were requested in place or worthy enough to share that are comparable to our beloved Tom Ford. So I've picked a few to share with you that I think are really great recommendations and good alternatives to the Traceless stick foundation from Tom Ford. Now overall, when it comes to stick foundations, they're not all the same. Oh no. But these that I'm going to share with you, they're vetted. I've used them a ton. You've seen them a ton. You've heard me yap about them a ton. I've done dedicated videos on them. It's that serious. So it's only the best of the best. You know I hold Tom Ford to an extremely high standard. So again, these are going to be the best of the best, the top tier, the ones that are worth your consideration. If at any point you see me looking down, I've got some notes here because I really want to give as much information as possible. I will be sharing demos of each of these so you can see them on the skin. And I have multiple colors in a few of them and you'll see those as well. I always think it's very important to, of course, discuss, talk about it, all the details, all the things, but it's also extremely important to actually see the product on the skin. So I did one side where I left the Tom Ford solely and then I put the other ones, I share them on the other side. So directly side by sides, all the details, all the things for you. But a couple of things to keep in mind. I do live in Florida, so I get to experiment with these products in an extremely humid climate. But I also get really cold here too, so it's not to say that it's only humid. I do get a little bit of everybody, a little bit of everything. And yes, I've tried all of these in both. Super humid, super hot, melt your face off during the summer type of weather, and then also very cold, very cold. Well, cold in a sense that it's cold for Florida. I'm originally from Connecticut, so I have experienced negatives on the cold, but here I think the coldest I've experienced is like 20s. And I know that's not cold for some, but that's cold. So anyways, that's the climate. I am 39 years old and I have combination skin, so I have a very, very dry forehead. I get a bit oily on the nose and right about the eyebrows, and then the rest of the face is pretty normal to dry depending on what's going on, okay? Is there anything else? Is there anything else, Monique? No. So I think that's it. I was one that used to stray away from stick foundations. I was like, it's going to be thick. It's not going to wear good. It's not going to look good. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be cakey. No. No. Amazing formula. Beautiful, beautiful product overall. So yes, I'll be sharing with you some awesome, outstanding alternatives, but this has reigned in at #1 for years. This has been hands down my favorite stick foundation that I have repurchased over and over until unfortunately I can't repurchase this anymore. They just don't have any shades for me. Go on to Tom Ford's website, it's not even listed anymore. You go to a Tom Ford counter, they don't have it. One of the biggest reasons for me that I love and constantly have reached for this foundation over the years is just the way it looks and wears on the skin. It gives you such a flawless, natural finish, but the coverage is buildable. So you can keep it nice and sheer and very skin-like, just even you out a bit, but you can build it up where you need it. So I would say this is a true light to buildable, medium, full in coverage. But it doesn't look like that. It doesn't wear like that. And it doesn't feel like that on the skin either. I truly feel that this stick foundation is perfect for any occasion, any mood, anything you've got going on. It blends beautifully with your fingers if you'd like to, you know, apply your makeup like that. Melts into the skin really, really nicely. Brush, sponge, whatever you please when it comes to application. Every single one of them applies, blends, and looks beautiful on the skin. This wears all day so beautifully. It gives you a very natural skin finish. It has a touch of glow to it, but nothing overly radiant. So I like to classify this as a natural skin finish. And when I say that, again, it's just a soft touch of radiance, so it just looks like healthy skin. I feel really sad that this potentially could be discontinued based on the factors that we have discussed, and I know we see. I'm really sad to see this go if that's the case, but I am hopeful and optimistic that with Estee Lauder now at the head of Tom Ford, we may get a replacement or they bring it back completely and don't touch the formula. But those again are just hopes and dreams at this point. It's been a classic in my collection for years. Beautiful on the skin. Always reached for it to the point where I've repurchased. So sad to see it go, but I'm glad I have a few alternatives to share with you. And on that note, let's get into the first one. WESTMAN Atelier. This is the Vital Skin Foundation Stick. Now, WESTMAN Atelier is a luxury clean beauty brand, and I have been using WESTMAN Atelier since WESTMAN Atelier was WESTMAN Atelier, and I'm really proud to say that. I'm going to classify this as flexible in coverage, like the Tom Ford, whereas you can apply it and keep it sheer just to even your skin out, but you can build her up so beautifully. A true medium to full. Focus where you need a little bit more and leave the rest. This too has a very natural skin-like finish. This foundation wears so comfortably all day. And again, I'm a Florida girl, so it really holds up well in all of the weather I get to experience here. And like my Tom Ford, I have multiples of the WESTMAN Atelier. I've got my winter shades, I've got my summer shades, I've got a shade to mix in, and you can use these as concealers. I don't always do that, but sometimes if I'm a little bit lazy, I'll just use it. It's fine. It's fine. So I like to have an extra lighter shade for that, or just another shade to brighten up the face and then mix in the darker shade. Because I personally love foundation cocktails. And when I find a product that's just too good, I need multiples. It's just one of those things. Now the next one, it's really, really, really good. Good enough to say it's a recommendation, you know, for the Tom Ford. But man, oh man, the undertones in this one are unacceptable, 100%. It's the DIOR Forever Skin Perfect Multi-Use Foundation Stick. I had to check my notes to make sure I had the name right because it has an interesting name. Now, this is a newer released product from DIOR, but ever since it came out, I grabbed it immediately. I guess I've just been a little more open to stick foundations since I was loving on the Tom Ford so much. And yes, the WESTMAN Atelier was my automatic go-to. But DIOR, I have found that their foundation products are just gorgeous. And I've gotten on well with them, so I gave it a shot. And I even did a side-by-side comparison of this to the Tom Ford, which was fun. This melts into the skin in a way that I never thought a stick foundation could. It really impressed me in that aspect. So it has the most amazing skin-like finish and wears incredibly, incredibly well. This comes across as almost undetectable on the skin. And that's something that kind of boggled my mind a little bit. I had a lot of questions. I was like, how is this possible? I've never experienced that. Because makeup is something that, yes, it can look skin-like, but at some point, it's going to kind of start to look like makeup because it's technically a product that's sitting on top of your skin. But I don't know how they did it, but they did it. Now this gives the skin a nice hydration, so it feels very comfortable, all while being weightless and not feeling like anything. So it's giving that hydration, which is very comfortable on the skin, but at the end of the day, it doesn't feel like anything. Coverage on this is buildable, so like the Tom Ford, you have the ability to keep it nice and sheer and light or build it up. It does also have blurring effects, so your skin just looks super duper flawless while still looking like skin. But the one big, huge, mega ultra downside, which is very interesting because Dior happens to have a really good shade range overall, but for some reason in this formulation, it's very neutral, and not everybody's neutral. I happen to be able to pull it off, but no, it shouldn't be like that. There needs to be a fix in the range of undertones with this because it is a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous product. But overall, this is truly a fantastic product that wears comfortably and seamlessly on the skin all day. Really gives that perfect, natural, flawless look to the skin. I can't rave about this enough, but I'm a little annoyed with the undertones that they gave us with this. So hopefully, you know, they do something, and soon, because again, Dior has a great shade range overall. This next one is from OGEE. Let me get the name right. This is the OGEE Luxury Organics Sculpted Complexion Stick. Now this is technically classified as a multi-benefit tinted moisturizer, but it's giving foundation stick. The finish on this is beautiful. This is another your skin type finish, but it gives a little bit of a glow. It's not a glow that's I would classify as a dewy glow, but it's that natural skin. This is truly your skin enhanced, smooth, good coverage. And like all of the others, this too gives you that flexibility. Whereas if you just want a little bit to even you out, you've got it. Blend it with your fingers, looks beautiful. Or you can build it up and really get nice, beautiful coverage, all while the skin remains like skin. It's very nourishing on the skin. It's very comfortable on the skin. Something to note about this, and this is direct from their website, is that it says the formula delivers pure mineral pigment that instantly evens out your complexion and balances your skin tone. I really love how this looks and wears on the skin for the long days, for the short days, for the date night, for whatever the occasion. This always looks really, really good. The finish is gorgeous. It wears really, really comfortably on the skin, and it is a really, really good one in comparison to our Tom Ford, our beloved Tom Ford. So those are the 3 recommendations that I have for you. Now, I have 2 that have been on my list and I have wanted to try them, and the reviews always sound really good. I just haven't gotten around to them. So I'm going to share 2 from my wish list for stick foundations that I have in consideration that I figured I'd share with you. So if you've tried them, please tell me, let me know. The first one is from HOURGLASS. It's the HOURGLASS Seamless Finish Foundation Stick. This one is said to offer full coverage. I'm very curious how full coverage in a stick is going to look. It also claims to be weightless, have a velvety texture that blends effortlessly, and creates a super smooth, natural looking finish that lasts all day. Tell me that doesn't sound amazing. Tell me that doesn't sound perfect. Tell me that doesn't sound like it's good enough to compare to our beautiful Tom Ford. And the second one on the wish list is from Bobbi Brown. It's the Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation Stick. This one is said to be super lightweight, buildable in coverage, with a natural skin finish that's perfect for a flawless everyday look. Again, that sounds like right up our Tom Ford alley. So yeah, so those are on my wish list. Those are what I would want to consider if I was going to try a new stick foundation, and I figured I'd share them with you. As much as it pains me to know that I can't go and buy another 7.2 or another 7.7, I'm optimistic, I'm hopeful that we'll get a replacement, but I'm happy to have these. And I thought that they were worthy enough to share with you because I think they're just as good. Nothing is going to be this. Nothing is going to replace this. I want to make that clear. I don't want you to think I'm here to replace this. But unfortunately, we kind of sort of have to keep that in mind. We almost have to live in the worst case scenario for this one. Because I'll go and I'll look for it and there's like one shade and I'm like, what's happening? No, you can't do that. Did you ask before you just took it? Let's continue this discussion down below. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know what are some of your favorite stick foundations that you have tried and you think, hey, if you like Tom Ford, you'll like this one too. Let's talk about it down below. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Take a moment and give today's video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.